missing. Bring back Cache Valley hearing and audiology.
Here at Palmer's, we've always had a philosophy of keeping our prices the lowest in town. That's kind of our guarantee. We always guarantee the lowest prices in the Valley. We were in a warehouse for 17 years and we could justify it by the low overhead. Nothing's changed with our move. We have a little bigger store because we outgrew the last one, but nobody will beat us in price on any product. On mattresses, furniture, sofas, you name it, we'll beat it. Hey, this is the Denali sectional made by Jackson Furniture. Okay, American made, steel frame, coils in the seat cushions, lifetime warranty, 100% genuine top grain Italian leather. One of the most popular sets, completely modular. The sectional can be made any size you want, whether you want big or small, with a chase, however you want. You name it, it can be built to whatever dimension you want. The quality of this product is the best that we have. In fact, it's the one I have in my house. Really, really nice set that is on a great deal right now. You got to come check this one out. We're on the highway in Providence, 3 blocks south of Macy's, right next to Big O Tire.
It's time for Wendy's Bacon Fest. Bacon. That's right. The place that brought you the Baconator and sells more bacon cheeseburgers than anyone is making all your Applewood smoked dreams come true. Like the all-new Bacon Jalapeno Cheeseburger. Or the Bacon Double Stack in the $5 Biggie Bag. If you're this crazy for bacon,
make mine a double.
We got you with the Bacon Jalapeno Cheeseburger or the Bacon Double Stack Biggie Bag. Get yours now at Wendy's Bacon Fest.
I like Anderson's because they have beautiful selections of fresh flowers. They're family owned and been in business for a long time, and they make you feel like part of the family.
Over the period of time, my hearing became worse and worse.
Over the course of the years, I developed a hearing loss, and I would not be able to hear my employees talk to me sometimes.
For Paul Dayton's and Cache Valley's integrity, his character, his background, his equipment, I would recommend him to anyone for a hearing aid specialist.
Nobody does bacon like Wendy's. And now, we're bringing you the Big Bacon Classic, made with fresh, never frozen beef, topped with hot and crispy bacon. So if you're not getting your bacon cheeseburger from Wendy's, what are you getting? If you want bacon done right, we got you with the Big Bacon Classic. What are you waiting for?
Fernando, you just love your customers, and your customers obviously love you. A lot of places have closed down during the last few months, but you've kept going. And at the moment, you're celebrating all that customer loyalty with this fabulous free nacho deal when somebody orders a large pizza.
Yeah, you know, we happy and lucky we've been open this whole time.
Yeah.
And it's slow down the business a little bit, but some days we're really busy. And I understand it's hard to make everybody happy, but we're doing the best we can, and we try to prevent anything we can to get safe.
Yeah.
And so far we've been doing good, and hopefully we keep it going this way, and we just got to pray to make it happen and just keep doing the best we can to be safe and enjoy our lives.
Absolutely. And one of the things that sadly has happened during this whole performance of the virus and everything is that a lot of businesses have been closing early. So you come downtown 7 or
For a quarterfinals here on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel playoff edition. We're in Millville at Ridgeline High School as Ridgeline, the number one, well, they're number 2 RPI, but number 1 in a lot of the standings team in 4A. They host Logan from just down the road. Last time these two teams met really wasn't a contest. Logan was hurt, lots of injuries, bad weather, and Ridgeline's really, really good. It was a 49-7 drubbing by the Riverhawks in that ball game. Tonight, maybe a little bit different. Logan is they had a tough end of the season. They had a good playoff game last week. The offense found their stride a little bit, but still a little inconsistent. One thing about the Ridgeline Riverhawks, super consistent all year long. They're good on both sides of the ball. If Logan's consistent offensively, it could be an interesting game today. If Ridgeline shows up like they usually do, they're hard to beat. But we're going to see what's happening coming up next on the Game of the Week playoff edition on the Valley Channel.
Life's more than a race to the finish. It's the power to choose what you do and a trainer for where you go.
Welcome to Thailand. So glad that you joined me.
Ready to get started? Let's go.
It's having a friend guiding you on the journey as a partner with a plan built specifically for you. On any day, for every day. It's someone there for every weight, lift, and lunge. And every flex, push, and crunch.
Nice work, you guys.
It's motivation, inspiring you, mentally and physically. A companion for the downhills and the uphills. A coach for the tough days.
Keep going.
And the easy days. Showing you new things and taking you to new places. Because with your trainers, fitness is an adventure.
Great job. This view is your reward. I'll see you again tomorrow for another amazing workout.
The X22i from Nordic Track. Your life, your trainers.
Anderson's because they have beautiful selections of fresh flowers. They're family owned and been in business for a long time, and they make you feel like part of the family.
So, you bought your computer from one of those big box stores, or online, and now it's really slow, or just not working right.
Target acquired.
PCs Unlimited can fix it. Fixing computers is what we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. Service, repair, diagnostics, networking, upgrades, system and data recovery, all your computer needs. Our prices are low, and our customer service is the best. You won't get help from the big box or online. Come see the professionals at PCs Unlimited.
Hi, Cash Valley. This is Fernando over the Factory Pizzeria. We're running a special right now. We're giving a free nachos when you buy a large pizza with 3 toppings. Just mention this out and you're gonna get a free nachos every time you come. The Factory Pizzeria is located in 119 South Main, below the Gia's in the basement. Come see as soon as you can. Thank you.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
I had an interesting conversation with Coach Travis Cox of the Ridgeline Riverhawks earlier this week. We talked about a bunch of things, about his team, about Logan. But I asked him the question, look, Logan's a rivalry game, and you're in the playoffs, and you're a team that a lot of people look at as the favorite in 4A. You thumped them last time. Is there a chance at a letdown? There's been 10 days since Ridgeline's had a game. And he said something to me that's very similar to what he said all year long when asked similar questions. He said, with this group, it doesn't matter who we play. It doesn't seem like there's a different mindset. We practice the same, we do everything the same, and the kids all approach it the same. We're really not too much into rivalry this or rivalry that. We just go out there, do the work, and try to get the job done. I've asked similar questions about keeping kids right here through the season to him, and it's been the same answer. Hey, these kids are never too high, never too low. They're just right where they need to be, and that's probably why they've been so good this year. He said we've been able to play pretty much one way all the way through the year, and you can only do that if the guys that are behind those starters improve through the year. So you've got a little bit of depth in case things come around, like injuries. It helps your depth. Health, execution, all of those things are important in a season, and all of those things have gone really well for Ridgeline. So he expects Logan to run the ball a lot more with Matt Mason back in the lineup. And he thinks it'll be a little bit different game than earlier this season, but he's hoping it's the same result for his Ridgeline team.
Say the word base. Say the word mess.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company, privacy, security, peace of mind. Rich's Cars and Credit, good guys you can trust. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM means music, music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years. Hey, we're at Millville at Ridgeline High School for the 4A quarterfinals. Ridgeline playing host to Logan High School. Welcome to the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel Playoff Edition. I'm Eric Olson with you for the rest of the evening here as we approach the 5 o'clock hour on a Chamber of Commerce afternoon in the Cache Valley. Ridgeline fell from the number 1 RPI seed to number 2 in the last week of the season. They don't much care. They just care about who they're playing each and every week. Logan beat Cedar City last week in an up and down performance, but eventually just about doubled up the Reds on their way to this matchup. The winner will take on the winner of Green Canyon and Crimson Cliffs, who are playing up the road here this evening at Well. Ridgeline, 44.5 points a game. They give up 12.5 points per game. Logan scores 26 points per game. They give up about 32. We mentioned they beat Cedar City 46-24 last week in a big game last week for Cody Kirk. He had over 400 yards passing in that ball game on the way to the win.
And now here comes Ridgeline football, Millie Millie.
They've done the coin toss, and now Ridgeline has a little bit of a thing they've been doing each and every game out here. It's a real fun atmosphere here at Ridgeline. Boy, it is a caffeine-fueled atmosphere. And they've had a lot to celebrate as they come into this game 10-0, 5-0 in region play, and they will get the football first. Talking to Coach Travis Cox, you know, we really want to improve, he said, on some of our special teams. Returning kicks hasn't been a problem. It's covering kicks that they haven't been real happy about, and they've spent a lot of time trying to improve that. They have returned one kick for a touchdown earlier this season. It was number 1, Jackson Olson, the junior receiver who has 13 touchdowns on the year, 13 receiving touchdowns on the year, who returned a kick to the house.
For Ridgeline, number 1.
Last time these two teams played, 49-7, Ridgeline won that game in a rainstorm. Caden Cox with 4 touchdown passes, 2 to Olson, 1 to White, 1 to Major. White had 202 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Only 44 plays for Ridgeline in that game and 7 touchdowns, so a touchdown about every 6 plays. Olson had 3 catches for 88 yards and 2 touchdowns, and they're putting the ball on the ground for Ridgeline to receive. And there's some running room for Ridgeline as Landon Kimball takes it up near the 45-yard line before he's finally brought down. And that Grizzly defense will take the field. They played better last week. They'd had a rough end of the season, had the Grizzlies, winning the first few games of the season and then losing 3. They went 4-1 or 5-1 in their first 6 and then lost their last 3 before winning last week. And Caden Cox takes the field. 2,851 yards passing, 71%, 41 touchdowns against 1 interception. Fake the fly sweep, give it to White. Shut down the passing game, doesn't matter, give it to this kid. And he'll do what he just did there.
Noah White on the carry for Ridgeline. And that's a first
12 yards.
First down.
White with 1,465 yards rushing, averaging close to 6 yards per carry. They're a complete team, and they're going to continue to run. So they hand it to White. Logan doing a good job of stretching him all the way to the sideline, and he loses a yard, and a flag comes in at the line of scrimmage. The white hat threw that flag.
Number 19 for the Grizzlies.
The head official, let's see what the call is in the area where you'd think it would be holding.
Joshua Thompson.
Ridgeline hasn't played for 10 days. We saw him against Box Elder, and it is a hold. We saw them against Box Elder in the final game of the season last Wednesday. They had to shovel a foot of snow off the field. And today it's 60 degrees. Welcome to springtime in the Rockies. Or fall time, I should say, in the Rockies. Cox is going to keep it. He's got a blocker out in front of him. And he's got big yardage. Cox in a foot race to the pylon. Out of bounds just before he gets there. "52 yards.
Caden Cox on the quarterback keeper.
And that's what this Ridgeline offense can do. They're so versatile. You want to rush 3 and put 8 in coverage because you're worried that we throw it all over the yard? Fine, we'll run it. Oh, you're going to stack the box? Fine, we'll toss it around. You can't cover us. And they've done it to everybody all season long. And they're in there with 0 splits right now. Maybe not 0, but really tight splits for the linemen. Man in motion, handed to White. He's got running room, cuts it up in the middle near the goal line. And he's down to the 1 yard line, a 7-yard gain.
Number 2, Matthew Mason.
Mason with the tackle.
After a carry,
and the Grizzlies are happy to have him back. They're going to spot that at the 1 yard line. 2nd and goal. We've played just over a minute in this ball game, and Ridgeline's knocking on the door already. Bunch formation, everybody in tight. Turn and give it to White. He's going to race for the end zone and then saunter in from 1 yard out, and it's 6-0 Ridgeline, just like that.
The end zone, touchdown, Ridgeline.
Took Ridgeline 4 plays to go 55 yards, 57 yards.
Jackson Olsen will hold.
Young has 53 points on the season, all of them PATs, no field goals. Olsen, the holder. Kick's perfect, and it's 7-0. Ridgeline with 10:35 to play in the first quarter on a playoff edition of the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. Well, we're going to lead off tonight with our good folks at Palmer's. Palmer's Home Furnishing. They've had that trade-in sale going on, and what a sale that is. Everybody's worried about inflation and prices and everything else these days. Well, you want a little help with that? If you've got something you want to get rid of, a piece of furniture in your house, take it into Palmer's or take pictures of it. Take it into Palmer's. Then those photos, they'll look at it, they'll give you a value, and then they'll give you store credit towards a purchase in their store there. That's the Palmer's trade-in sale. Then they'll come get it. If you can't get it to them, they'll come get it, pick it up for free. So you'll get some money toward your new purchase. You'll get the old piece hauled off. It'll get donated to charity. Get used well is what'll happen with it. Everybody wins at the Palmer's Home Furnishings trade-in sale. One of our game sponsors, Palmer's Home Furnishing.
Are you ready?
All right, this is the part of the game where Ridgeline really has been working on things. They're not going to give Logan much of a chance at a return. I think that's Atkinson that came up with it, and he's going to get it out to the 45-yard line. Nope, that was Cabrera.
Max Bear.
Cabrera, the leading tackler and sack master of the Logan defense. 73 tackles and 5 sacks for Cabrera coming into this game. So Cody Kirk, 60% passing for 1,906 yards, 13 yards per completion, 16 touchdowns against 5 interceptions. And he threw a pile of those touchdowns last week. And they're going to turn around and hand it off to Two. Two had 96 yards in the last outing between these two teams, and he picks up 3 on that one.
Two and carry for Logan.
One thing Ridgeline is not defensively, and that's big.
Brings up 2nd down.
But they fly to the ball. 2nd and 7. Logan will run it again. 2. Evades one would-be tackler at the point of attack.
And Ridgeline students and fans.
Picks up 3 more yards, and it's 3rd down and 4.
Let's help our players out. Luke Jacobson on the tackle.
Ball at midfield. It's a 7-0 ball game with 9.5 to play in the first quarter. Ridgeline with the early lead as they took the opening kickoff. It only took them 4 plays to get into the end zone. Mason is in the backfield with Kirk on 3rd down and 4. Extra guys coming. They complete it out to Jensen. Jensen fumbles it out of bounds, but it's a first down.
Gage Jensen.
A gain of 8 and a first down for Logan.
Kirk, quarterback for the Grizzlies.
Gage Jensen with a big game last week.
Ball after fumble out of bounds. Spotted now on the 41-yard line. 41-yard line.
Logan keeping the drive alive. Here's Mason into the secondary, and he's tripped up near the 30-yard line, 11 yards and a first down.
Ashton McFarland on the tackle.
Logan looks like they've got a size advantage up front. Again, Ridgeline's front, not big. They have to use their speed to try to get things done. Lang and Cox in motion, and they're going to run toward that heavy side as Mason stumbles after the exchange, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
On the carry for the Grizzlies.
And the Grizzlies did this last week, right? They'd load up one side, and they just get more helmets than the other team had, and run up in behind there. Nothing tricky or extraordinary about it. Just playing football, playing the numbers. 2nd and 10. 7-0 Ridgeline, 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. Logan on the Ridgeline, 30-yard line, and a flag before the play. Logan moving early. A lot of penalties on Logan last week. One of the negatives I'm sure they talked about this week, playing a cleaner game. This is their first penalty of the game. Kirk's got time. Finds Jensen underneath, and he's put down quickly after a gain of just 2.
Gage Jensen on the completion.
Cameron Craney put him down on the ground. And it'll be 3rd down.
Cameron.
3rd and 13 after the 2-yard gain after the penalty. And now you maybe look for the sack master, Paskett. He's got 8 on the season for a defense that has 22 quarterback sacks. 4-man rush, they get it out quick, but it's low, and Hoth can't get it. Jalen Hoth playing tonight for the first time in a long time. He's been hurt, and I'm surprised to see him there after the conversation I had last week with Coach Bowen. Hoth had tweaked his knee a little bit, and they weren't sure if they were going to get him back, but he's out there. Mason came back last week. They really missed those two, especially in the run game. 2 came into his own and played well in relief, but Hoth is a big physical player, and Mason, he's just a baller. Everybody creeping up for Ridgeline. They bring 5 over the middle to Cox, and he drops it. Craney put his hand in there, and I think it flashed in front of Cox. And Peyton Cox couldn't find it and haul it in. And on 4th down, Logan turns it over. They were kind of in no man's land there on the 33-yard line. It would have been a 50-yard field goal attempt. That's a long, long one. So pretty much kind of what they had to do. I think that was a good call to go for it there. You're going to need all the points you can get against Ridgeline, and they were aggressive and couldn't find the sticks. So Ridgeline marches the offense back out. Now they go heavy to the right side. White comes out of the pack, and he's got running room. He's finally tackled in Logan territory after a big run. Thompson takes him down.
Noah White running the football for Ridgeline.
25 yards for White.
Tackled by number 19, Josh Thompson.
Thompson out there one-on-one, brought him down. Simmons was trying to get the block on Thompson, but he was behind him, and he didn't want to clip or give the penalty. And Thompson brought him down. Good tackle. They're going to throw it out to Olsen on the screen. Olsen tripped up. Somebody screaming up from the secondary.
Completed to Jackson Olsen. Tripped up by
Atkinson. That's only a 2-yard gain.
Gage Atkinson for the Grizzlies.
They had 2 blockers out there, and Atkinson came from that safety spot like he was shot out of a cannon. Mason's playing the deep safety. Atkinson's playing more like a linebacker, a strong safety look. 2nd and 8. Olsen in motion. They fake the give to him, then hand to White. White's got nowhere to go, but steps out of a tackle and picks up positive yardage and a first down. Man, they had him dead to rights. And somehow he ripped out of that tackle and ends up picking up
that brings another first
12 yards
for Ridgeline.
He's got 5 carries, 57 yards, and in the early going, Logan has no answer for the run game of Ridgeline. They've got 109 yards rushing on 6 carries. Turn and hand it to White again as he bounces it outside to his left and the defensive right. He picks up 7.
Getting tackled by several Grizzlies.
Talk about that big yardage. There's been 2 big runs, Cox for 52 and White for 25. But then there have been a couple of 12-yarders, a couple of 7-yarders, and then the 1-yard touchdown run. Cox back to throw now. A little bit of pressure, finds Olsen underneath. Olsen turns, looks for some running room. Tries to step back inside, and falls down at the 13-yard line, a gain of 9 and a first down.
Caden Cox. Tackled by Matthew Mason.
So it's first down at the 13-yard line with 5:10 to play in the first quarter. Ridgeline leads 7-0 and looking for another score. Simmons to the far side and a bunch formation to this near side. Turn and give it to White. He runs behind that bunch formation. Carrying Grizzlies down near the goal line, and where are they saying he steps out?
On the
1
carry
or 2,
for
let's
Ridgeline,
see.
Bringing the ball
He's an 11-yard gain as they mark him out at the 2.
to the second, to the
averaging 10 yards per
2-yard
carry
line.
as White. And it's first and goal at the 2-yard line for Ridgeline. They're going to bring in another lineman.
number 18 on the tackle for the Grizzlies.
76, I don't have him on my roster. And 2 in the backfield, including the big lineman, and that's who White's going to follow. Let's see, waiting for a signal. He's right at the goal line. Caden Cox says touchdown. The refs say second down.
Second down.
Ball right at the goal line. Second
down
and goal.
Inches for Ridgeline.
4.5 to play in the first quarter, and that lineman's coming out now, and they bring Olsen back in. Pass catching personnel, but it doesn't matter. I would imagine they'd turn and give it to White. Let him finish off the drive that he started. Now he's going to go in motion. What do I know? A penalty or a timeout? Let's see. Timeout Ridgeline. It took him a while to get the play in.
Timeout Ridgeline.
So they end up calling a timeout
As we sit here
before
and
the play
watch
clock
football
runs
this
out.
afternoon, this evening.
Skyview's
We want
playing
everybody to just take a look
in
at the
southern
beautiful weather,
Utah.
the mountains and the environment that we're in.
They're playing
What a
at
blessing it is
Dixie,
to be here
and that game
participate in
tied
high
at
school
7.
Football on such a beautiful evening.
Let's see, they're in the second quarter of that one. Not quite to halftime yet. Well, it is halftime. That's a halftime score. Crimson Cliffs and Green Canyon kick off at 6 o'clock, and Desert Hills and Pineview kick off at 6 o'clock down in St. George. And I talked to UHSAA today. They hadn't said where the semis would be played, and they'd be played at home teams, venues. Here's the pitch to White. He's going to walk in for the touchdown, less than a yard away.
Touchdown, Noah White.
And Logan made him go to second down to get there, but they got there. And White now has 2 rushing touchdowns, 77 yards on 9 carries.
Special thanks to the offensive line.
4:03 to play in the first quarter. PAT pending, and now they're going to show a little different look on the PAT here. Olson standing as a quarterback, and he played backup quarterback last year. Now they're going to send somebody in motion. Majors, Olson's going to keep it, turns toward the end zone, and he's in for a 2-point conversion. So it's 15-0. Ridgeline with the early lead, 4:03 to play in the first quarter. You're watching a playoff edition of the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
As a reminder, we have concessions, hot dogs, nachos.
Hey, one of our great sponsors, and they have been for a long time, is the Logo Shop. They've recently been voted the best at Cache Valley 2021, best customer service retail division. They get the thumbs up for that. Since 1990, they started with 2 people. Now they've almost got 24 employees out there. And you know, the tagline we use for them is "We logo stuff, all kinds of stuff." And it should be "We logo everything," because they do logo everything. I love to go into Locker 42 there on South Main as well and get my Aggie gear. They've got some great looking stuff in there. If you have things that you want logoed with your company logo or anything like that, with Christmas coming up, go visit the Logo Shop, one of our Game of the Week sponsors. Young's going to kick it off, and he's going to kick it right to Cabrera again. He caught it with his knee on the ground. So that's where they're going to start, is at the 39-yard line. So Logan needs to, it's really early to be saying something like, this is a really important possession and Logan needs to get something going. But this is a really important possession. Logan needs to get something going. You've spotted Ridgeline a 2-score lead. And with the Ridgeline offense, you just cannot afford to get down any further. This hole is deep enough. Kirk is going to turn and hand it to Mason. Mason, looking for an opening, pushes his way forward for about 3. 14 yards on 3 carries for Mason. They didn't use him much last week on offense. They used him very sparingly. He had a couple of carries, but played quite a bit of the game defensively. His knee seemed to respond well, and he's back out there again this week. Man, it's nice to be young. Jensen will split wide to this side and tight formation with everybody else. Lang comes across the formation to try the kick-out block. Mason's grabbed around the ankles after he gets back to the line of scrimmage. And it's Jackson Hollingsworth, number 10. That's a guy whose number we have called quite a bit in the last couple of years. And I chatted with him briefly before the game, and he is not big, but you're always calling his name. He's around the ball, number 10 for Ridgeline. Keep your eye on him. 3rd and 6. Kirk against a 4-man rush. Unloads underneath. Jensen's got a lot of running room. First down, and he's into Ridgeline territory as he puts his head down and gets it down to the 44-yard line. 13 yards and a first down.
Ashton McFarland on the stop for Ridgeline. Gage Jensen on the reception for the Grizzlies.
3 catches, 23 yards for Jensen. And Logan moves to 2 out of 3 on 3rd downs. Just under 2.5 to play here in the first quarter. That's seen Ridgeline have 2 possessions and come away with 2 scores. Logan got down to about the 30-yard line on their last possession before they were turned away. And they're on the move again, methodically. Trying to run the ball short in the game. Best defense against that Ridgeline offense is to keep them off the field. But you've got to end
on the stop for Ridgeline.
You've got to end your drives with touchdowns. And the last one they ended it on downs. As the clock dips under 2 minutes. Jensen splits out to this side. They move everybody to this near side. See if they're running up in there behind 2. They bring a man in. It was Bodie Rudd that looked like he was doing a little. He went in motion and leading up into that hole. And
Bridger Hammond.
2 picks up 5.
On the stop for Ridgeline.
And it's 3rd down again.
Number 22.
Clock ticks down toward the 1 minute mark in this first quarter. 15-0. Ridgeline with the early lead. They snap it with 8 seconds on the play clock. Wide open is Cox. He turns, makes one man miss, puts his shoulder down and bowls over another player. Gets down to the 27-yard line, an 11-yard catch and run.
Peyton Cox on the reception.
On 3rd down.
Owen Monk.
Monk finally puts him on the turf, and that's a guy that's back that's been missing for a while for Ridgeline. Number 9, he's got the Joker theme going on the Friday before Halloween. He's got purple and green spats, and underneath his helmet is bright green hair. Notice that during the warm-ups. 2 yards for Mason.
Matthew Mason on the carry.
18 yards on 6 carries. Picking him up the hard way is Mason.
Jackson Hollingsworth, as well as others, bringing
as they call Hollingsworth's name again. Second and 8, and they're not going to run another play. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Ridgeline leads Logan 15-0 as we head to the second quarter. You're watching the playoff edition of the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. KSM Music is one of our sponsors. You know, you can come to a sports venue, and what do you hear all around? Yeah, yelling, cheering, and music. Right, music everywhere. They got the band here. If your kid is in the band or orchestra, I think the term's wound down. Another term coming up, and at the semester, if they get into orchestra and they need a rental of an instrument, they do that at KSM Music. That first month is free. Repairs are included, and there's quality name rentals at KSM Music, a full-service music store. And don't forget, there are open mic jams for customers in the store. Yeah, you like to play, they'll do open mic jams down there. KSM Music. Music is all they do. One of our game sponsors, KSM Music.
Supporting all students here at Ridgeline.
Getting ready to start this second quarter. Eric Olson along with you here in Millville at Ridgeline High School. And Ridgeline leads 15-0. They've been running the ball to do that, or used to him throwing the ball, but only 12 yards passing in that first quarter. 129 yards on the ground. Logan's at the Ridgeline 25, needing a score to stay in this thing. Ball snapped before Kirk was ready.
Penalty marker on the field.
And it's a penalty on Logan.
Legal procedure, full start.
Some people went, some people didn't. Some people, one of the linemen went a little early, and as soon as the center saw it, he snapped it. Kirk showing good awareness to catch that if he lets it go, although they blew the play dead. So now it's 2nd and 13. This is where the drive bogged down for Logan on their last possession. They got it down to the Ridgeline 30 and then gave it over on downs. Couldn't get any more yards. To make sure they get more yards, as he takes it down to the 23-yard line and a pickup of 7.
22, Alexander Tew on the carry. Cameron Killa Cam Craney on the tackle for Ridgeline, among other Ridgeline defenders.
So it's third down again. 3 of 4 on third downs for Logan. 2 of them here on this drive. 3rd and 6. Kirk, plenty of time, looking for Jensen in the end zone. Nice throw, and Jensen can't haul it in. Man, Kirk looked like he was going to drop that right in the bucket over the head of Dylan May, and Jensen couldn't find it, bring it in. And it's 4th down.
Luke Jacobson on coverage for Ridgeline.
Kirk is 4 out of 7 for 34 yards. And it's 4th and 6. Same situation as their last possession. Long field goal, too short to punt. In a game where you got to score, so they're going for it. 4-man rush. Kirk's got a man. First down as Jensen hauls it in and goes down at about the 14. It's 9 yards. Who they're going to give him?
Dylan May on the stop.
Let's see where they're going to give him. Yeah, they're going to give him about the 14. So 9 yards and a first down.
Jensen on the reception for the Grizzlies.
And Jensen has 32 yards on 4 catches. And Logan with their first 4th down conversion. Turn and give it to Mason. Mason spins inside, picks up a couple.
Matthew Mason on the carry. Jackson Hollingsworth, along with other Ridgeline defenders on the stop.
Second and 8, ball at the 11-yard line. Ridgeline leads 15-0. Logan knocking at the door. Trouble. Kirk gets rid of it, hits the deck as he finds Hoth. Hoth hauled out of bounds. No gain. And the referee's blowing his play dead, or blowing the whistle, and there's a flag at the 16-yard line. So hang on. Holding. Looks like it's holding on Logan.
Holding.
So that'll back the Grizzlies up.
The Grizzlies.
And that's going to take them clear back to the, where'd they finally put it? 24-yard line. Second down and 20. 10-10 to play in the first half, and a 15-point Ridgeline lead. Play action, trying to set up the screen to Hoth. And somebody from Ridgeline was there to sniff it out. I think it was Hollingsworth. It was. See, I told you, keep an eye on 10. People need to listen to me. Oh, no gain. And it's third down again. Timeout on the field taken by Logan with 9:12 to play in the first half. Ridgeline leads 15-0. Ridgeline won that first meeting 49-7. Cody Kirk only 4 of 9 for 24 yards and an interception, 30 carries for 96 yards and a touchdown. Rudd had a pretty big game defensively for Logan, 11 tackles and a sack in that rainy game. Mentioned the Ridgeline stats in that one earlier. White with a couple of touchdowns rushing and 200-plus yards rushing. Booth with 11 tackles, and May had a pick 6 of 54 yards. And Logan again, a 5-1 start, but they've lost their last 3. Last week, Kirk in that win against Cedar City, 20 of 31, 422 yards, 5 touchdowns, and an interception. He's 6 of 9 for 43 yards. We've played 1 quarter and almost 3 minutes. 3rd and long. Give it to Hoth out of the backfield as they run a little swing to him, and then he steps out of bounds at about the 16-yard line, a gain of 8, and now it's going to be 4th down.
Out of bounds by number 16 for Ridgeline.
And I think that play right there kind of shows you that Hoth isn't 100%. He got to the sideline and just kind of stepped out, and he's the kind of physical player that I think if he's 100%, he's probably either trying to make some kind of move or putting his head down, trying to bowl over somebody. But he's out there on what could very well be his last football game of his high school career. He's a senior, number 6. 4th down and 13. They've already converted 1 4th down on this long drive. Is Logan going to take another timeout? They are.
Timeout.
You know, you can't carry him over to the second half, so if everything's not just right, you might as well use them. You just wonder if you might need them late in a half. But again, you know, Logan's
plenty of food,
showing the recipe for
rolling donuts,
playing Ridgeline. Run the ball, a methodical offense, don't make mistakes, and keep the Ridgeline offense off the field. But again, they need to get into the end zone.
Costumes.
They got down to the 30-yard line on their first possession and had to turn it over on downs after they couldn't convert, and now they're in their second 4th down situation on this drive. They converted the first one. It was 4th and 6. They got 9 yards. On this one, it's 4th and 13. They need to get down to the 3-yard line. They're on the 17. Looking for the end zone for Jensen. It's a little bit behind him, and he can't haul it in. Broken up by Dylan May
on coverage.
But that pass was just a little bit behind Jensen. If it's out in front of him, he's probably hauling that in. And football's so often a game of inches.
Ridgeline football.
And there's a couple of inches right there that make the difference between Ridgeline getting the ball back and 6 points for Logan. 9:03 to play in the half. Ridgeline leads 15-0, and the offense back out on the field. We haven't heard from Strat Simmons yet. He's their leading receiver. But they haven't thrown the ball much. Olson's the only player to catch a pass so far. They've only thrown a couple. Fake the give, hand it to White. He picks up a couple.
No White behind his
faking that give
line.
to Majors as he comes in motion. White averaging 7.9 yards per carry. A couple of 1-yard touchdown runs have killed his average. Olson, Majors, and Knowles will be on the right side, and Simmons to this near side with White in the backfield with Cox. Four-man rush, no, 3-man rush. Cox with a lot of time, surveys, looks underneath to Majors.
Braylon Majors on the reception for Ridgeline. Pass by Caden
10
Cox.
yards and a first down. Cox is 3 for 3. Fake the give. More pressure coming. Cox unloads, looking for Majors. And does he catch that one? He turned around 3 times before he finally tracked it and pulled it in.
Junior
wow.
number 13, Braylon Majors with the reception.
26 yards for Majors and a nice grab.
Pass by senior Caden Cox.
Cox 4 for 4 for 48 yards now. It's been the run game that's gotten Ridgeline the lead. 79 yards on 10 carries for White. Cox 1 for 52 and 2 rushing touchdowns for White. They're going to fake the give again. Cox looking for the home run ball to Olson. He hauls it in inside the 15-yard line down to the 13. We got a flag back near midfield. Hang on.
Penalty marker on the field.
Holding on Ridgeline.
Holding Ridgeline.
So instead of a first down at the 13-yard line and a 33-yard gain, it's going to be first and long. Second penalty on Ridgeline. This one takes them all the way back to their own 39-yard line. Wow, that was a big one. It's 25 yards. It happened 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, so it's first and 25. 2 receivers each side for Ridgeline. White in the backfield, and they're going to move Majors. They're going to swing it out to White. White cuts it back inside and picks up 3 yards. It was all running almost on the first 2 possessions, and this one's been all through the air. Caden Cox went over to the head coach, his dad, and says, hey, it's time to throw the ball now. But Travis Cox doesn't call the offense. He calls the defense. Looking downfield, Cox is going to unload. Olsen's got a step. He has to wait for it. Hauls it in. Touchdown.
Caden Cox dropping back, passing long. The junior, number 1,
58 yards.
Olsen. Touchdown.
Jackson Olsen's
Again,
ringing the doorbell.
Spectacular play. Caden Cox passing to number 1, Jackson Olsen, going up high, catching and running in for another Ridgeline touchdown.
Cox is 6 of 6, 103 yards, and a touchdown through the air. Young on for the PAT.
Kick is up, kick is good.
Between the uprights for a 22-0 lead for Ridgeline with 6:38 to play in this playoff edition of the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. Hey, the Factory Pizzeria is a pizza place like no other. Look, I love pizza, right? There's just nothing better
Credit also
than a
given
good
to that
pizza. And
Ridgeline
they're not all the
offensive
same.
line,
Not all
giving Caden
pizzas are
time
created
to throw the
equal,
ball.
and the Factory Pizzeria
Again,
has
special thanks to the
outstanding ones.
Ridgeline
What is it, Thursday
offensive
after
line.
5? Is it Thursday after 5 where they have 50-cent wings with the order of a large pizza? So not only do you get their awesome large pizza, you get the wings. They do free nachos with any large pizzas as well. They stay open late. So if you're watching this game, watching the Jazz game tonight or something, a little bit later you can, oh no, that's tomorrow night. Tomorrow night when you're watching the Jazz game, you can call them after this game tonight. You can call them tomorrow night. Pizza, wings, nachos from the Factory Pizzeria. One of our game sponsors. Special thanks to them. Big hop picked up by Jensen. Working his way to the sideline and up near the 25-yard line to the 26. That's where the Grizzlies will take over. The Grizzlies have moved the football. They just haven't been able to seal the deal. They've moved deep into Ridgeline territory on both possessions that they've had the ball, but then they've eventually turned it over on downs. And now they're down by 3 scores. They'll come back out and try to do it again. I mean, they've got a solid game plan. They're trying to keep Ridgeline's offense on the sideline. It just doesn't matter. They don't need to be on the field for long to get to the end zone. 3-man rush as Kirk looking for an outlet. Goes through 2's hands and out of bounds. Second down.
Pass incomplete.
Kirk is 7 of 12 for 51 yards. 32 of those yards going to Jensen on 4 grabs. 3 of 6 on third down and 1 for 3 on 4th down. 2nd and 10. Handed to 2, nowhere to go. Will Booth was the first one there. He's played well all season. He had a heck of a junior season, picking up where he left off this year.
Number 3, senior Will Booth and others.
And it's 3rd down again. 3rd and long. 2 may have lost a yard where they're spotting it. 6 minutes to play in the first half, 22-0 Ridgeline. Cox split out to this side. Jensen to the next side, they're going to run it. Hand it up in the middle to Bracken, maybe try to catch Ridgeline in a pass defense set with only 3 linemen. And
Owen Monk on the tackle.
didn't fool him as Monk makes the tackle after about a 4-yard gain. Strat Simmons back at the 38-yard line. Hollingsworth broke through. Simmons steps up, waves for a fair catch, and takes it
Strat Simmons
at the 45-yard line. And Ridgeline with good field position back onto the field.
Buddha Dalkey.
Congratulations in order for the Ridgeline volleyball team. Girls volleyball team winning the state title earlier this week. J.C. Caressa, the coach out here. Her dad coaching football here, came over from Mountain Crest, now helping with the offense and the line. Big Dave Cressa on the Aggie All-Century team, one of the Utah State greats. And his daughter winning some hardware of her own. Turn and fake to White, looking for the home run ball again. Looking for Majors, and he can't quite get there. He came out of his break a little bit slow and then accelerated, and that step cost him. That's Cox's first incomplete pass of the ball game. You can see that as Majors came out of his break. It's not like he hesitated. He just coming out of that break, getting up to speed. He was just a half step slow out of that break. A little bit of confusion. 3 seconds on the play clock, and Coach Cox gets a timeout.
Timeout, Ridgeline.
Jackson Olsen is waving his arms like, no, let us run it. But look, Jackson, you're number 1, and that's how many seconds were on the clock. And that's not very many, and they weren't even anywhere near to snapping that.
Travis Cox. Offensive coordinators, Jeremy Livingston.
So with 5:17 to play
Cox is also over the defense
in the first half,
corner coach Liddell Jackson.
Ridgeline takes the timeout.
Receiver coach. Safety coach.
Gives a
Eric
chance to check to see if that
defensive line coach
Skyview game's into the second half yet. It was tied at 7. At halftime, Skyview and Dixie. And it's still tied at 7. Skyview wins that. I think they may play a home game next week. I'll have to take a look at those brackets. No, because if Desert Hills wins, they'd have to play at Desert Hills. Cox, Olsen, catch, run. Anybody catch him? Ding dong.
Jackson.
He's home.
Olsen Jr. Number 1.
55 yards.
Touchdown after reception.
His last catch was 52 yards and a touchdown. And that one was 55 yards and a touchdown. He's got 119 yards on 4 catches and 2 touchdowns. And he didn't have anybody within 3 yards of him. He doesn't look that fast. He's pushing 6'4". So he takes long strides. So he just glides. And he runs away from people. Kick is up.
It's up.
And it's good. 29-0. Ridgeline pouring it on here in Millville in this quarterfinal game against Logan. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
This time, others, but let's just recognize some of the offensive linemen. Easton, Buda, Dalkey, Jake Ellis, Alex Lundahl, Damian Baby, Levi Pater, among others, blocking and protecting the quarterback.
You know, I've been doing these games for a long time, and I wear these cans on my head. We call them cans, but it's a headset. We did radio for a lot of years. I've been doing these ball games for the Valley Channel for a lot of years. And in my headset, I get a lot of noise, right? We've got mics that pick up the crowd noise and everything else, especially in a basketball game inside. It is loud, and sometimes I wonder about my hearing as I'm getting a little bit older, and so I'm starting to think about that. And Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, one of our sponsors, choosing a hearing pro is a huge decision. They're not prescribed. Hearing aids aren't prescribed like glasses, so proper recommendations are a big deal. Dr. Paul Daines, a board-certified audiologist at Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, can help you out. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, one of our game sponsors. The kick returned up to about the 15-yard line. Ball's free. Ridgeline says they have it. There's a flag on the field at the 21. Lots going on.
Thompson on the return for the Grizzlies.
There's Thompson trying to find an opening. I don't know what they did this week. Now they throw a flag back near the 5. The official picked up the flag that he threw, and he threw it back
penalty marker
near the 6-yard line. So the spot where it occurred was not where the flag originally hit, and they're talking about it. Boy, and if Logan has to start inside their 5-yard line, they're already down big. We're 5 minutes away from halftime. Illegal block in the back against Logan. And so they're going to back him up, and that's half the distance to the goal. And if it occurred at the 6, that'd be at the 3-yard line. And that's where the ball will be. Logan, already trailing 29-0, gets to start inside their own 5-yard line. Turn and give to Bracken. Bracken moves it out to the 5, second down.
Met at the line of scrimmage by a flock of Riverhawks.
One of those guys in on the tackles, 27, Tanner Paskett, the junior. He is their leading sacker. He's their sack artist, 8 on the season. 22 sacks for this Ridgeline defense, because teams just usually are so far behind they just have to throw and they can pin their ears back and go. Here's the throw to Jensen. It's through his hands and out of bounds. He's looking right back into the sun.
Gage Jensen.
And it's third down and long. Back to Paskett, not a big kid. I was talking to his dad earlier. His dad's on the coaching staff here at Ridgeline. And he's a nutritionist and owns a couple of GNC stores, and he said, man, we're trying to put some weight on him, but he just doesn't put it on. He's playing down there inside like that. He's probably more of a linebacker. They get it to Jensen this time, and he catches it, but there's nowhere to go as Hollingsworth and Craney get there. And here's a flag
on the tackle
after the play, and let's see if it's on
Gage
Ridgeline.
On the reception.
Then it'll be a first down.
Penalty marker.
Here's another one.
2 penalty markers on the field.
So it looks like somebody's has something to say out there for Ridgeline, and the officials are taking exception. Hollingsworth was down in there, and now they're telling him back out of there. He's looking around for something. Hollingsworth was, so let's see. There was a flag right after the play, and there's Booth lobbying about something as well, number 3. So I think this might be on Ridgeline. It might be a first down for Logan. And Hollingsworth comes to the sideline, and he's pretty animated as he's trying to defend himself. Now here's the call. Dead ball. Personal foul on Ridgeline. Here's the other call, dead ball, unsportsmanlike on Ridgeline. So they are both post play, and they will enforce both of them. That's 30 yards worth. So instead of 4th and 10, deep in their own end of the field, Logan has a little bit of life out at the 36-yard line now, and a new set of downs. But they trail 29-0. Offensively, Ridgeline has done everything just right. A couple of holding calls, about all you can point to if you were looking for problems with the Ridgeline offense tonight. Laying into that halfback, and they turn and give it to Bracken. This is interesting because 2 and Mason have been carrying the football, and Bracken came in on the last possession, and now he's in on this one.
J.T. White on the tackle for Ridgeline.
Bracken's taken the last 3 carries, and now Mason's in there. He's behind Cody Kirk, the quarterback, as Lang shifts over to the near side. Hand it off to Mason. Mason waiting for a block, and the Ridgeline defense attacked immediately. Mason saw him coming and said, hey, I can't wait for
Bridger
an opening,
on the tackle,
or I'm going to lose yards. And he accelerated and picked up 2.
Mason.
8 carries, 22 yards for Mason. And it's 3rd down and a long 4. Closer to 5, really. Logan 4 of 8 on 3rd downs, including that penalty that they just picked one up for. 8 men back to defend the pass, and this one sails wide of Hoth and out of bounds.
Headed for Jalen Hoth.
4th down, and the punt unit's going to come out now. You're on the minus side of the field. When you're across the 50, you call it the plus side of the field. And they are on their minus 41 on their own side of the field. Doesn't matter with that Ridgeline offense. They're, no matter where they are on the field, they're always one play away from the end zone. Thompson with a nice kick. Simmons at the 25. A couple of guys hanging on to him, and they haul him down on about the 33-yard line. Brought down by Gavin Reeder. With a little help from Aiden White.
For the Grizzlies. 1st down. Riverhawks.
Riverhawks offense back out onto the field. Strat Simmons has been quiet, no catches. Meanwhile, Olsen has 4 catches for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. And it just kind of goes back and forth each week. Who are they going to concentrate on this week? Okay, we'll throw it to the other guy. They're looking downfield again, and instead they dump it off to White. White kicks up a leg and accelerates for 11.
Noah White up the sidelines. Moves the chains north. 1st down, Ridgeline.
7 of 8 for 114 yards and a touchdown for Cox. Just making it look easy. They've gone completely to the passing game now in the last 2 possessions. Noah White, that one a little tall for him. It's his 2nd incomplete pass of the game. 3 passes in the 1st quarter, and they've put it in the air 6 times here in the 2nd quarter, and only 1 rush here in the 2nd quarter. White for 2 yards. .240 to play in the half. Ridgeline 29-0 on top of Logan. Here comes all sorts of pressure. May turns, and just as the ball gets there, so does Hoff. Hoff tries to tear it away for the pick and can't come up with it. And Majors and Hoff end up watching the ball fall to the turf. 3rd down. First 3rd down of the game for Ridgeline. and it comes with 2:37 to play in the first half. 3rd down and 10. Does Ridgeline even dress a punter? Three wide to this side. Simmons all alone to the far side. Nope, Simmons is this way. Cox in a little trouble, steps out of it, in a lot of trouble now. Gets out of another attempted sack and then finally just goes down as Logan sniffs him out and Bodie Rudd takes him down for a 3-yard loss. First sack of the game
on the tackle
for the Grizzlies. And the first negative yardage play of the game. 4th and 13, and Ridgeline's going for it as they quickly come up to the line. Three-man rush for Logan. Bringing linebackers late, looking for nobody. 4th down, and they turn it over. He threw it between Majors and Olsen. Olsen turns around and looks at him and points to himself like, am I in the wrong spot? And Cox wasn't paying attention. He was pointing at somebody on the Logan sideline and pointing at the scoreboard. So there's some John going on. And then you say that, and I see 54 Tupelo and one of the linemen for Ridgeline giving each other a hug. So good field position for Logan as they take over before the half. Mason works his way out for 6 yards.
Curtis Morgan on the tackle for Ridgeline. Matthew Mason on the carry.
Give it to Mason again. Mason dances and then accelerates forward for a yard. 3rd and 3.
Killican Craney.
Well, Ridgeline's kept Mason under wraps and the Logan running game under wraps in general. 56 yards rushing for Logan, 51 through the air. So 107 total yards for Logan. Under a minute to play in the half. Give it to Atkinson, down he goes. Not Atkinson, Bracken.
That's a tackle by number 3, senior Will Booth.
They blew it dead. Ethan Bracken, the junior, lost a yard, and it's a sideline warning against Ridgeline. So the play counts. 45 seconds and the clock running to play in this first half. Ridgeline leads 29-0. If Ridgeline puts another touchdown on the board in the second half, you'll have a running clock. And Logan taking their time. There's a 15-second difference between the play clock and the game clock, and with 5 seconds
hamburgers, pizzas
to play
at the concession stand.
5 seconds before the snap needed to be taken. Logan calls her final timeout of the half. 20 seconds left on the game clock, and it's kind of a big deal here for Logan. It's 4th down. If they don't get the first down, the clock stops. Ridgeline trots their offense back out and has time for at least one more play. And you don't want that offense anywhere near the field. And that's just asking for trouble. Although Logan defensively turned Ridgeline over on downs on the last possession. They turned them on downs in their own territory. So it was a good possession for Logan defensively there. The problem is the first 4 possessions ended in touchdowns. Cox split wide to this side, Jensen to the other, Hoff in motion. Now he stops in the slot. Kirk unloads it to Jensen. Jensen's got the first down, and he's spun out of bounds. Clock stops.
Cameron
Ball at the
Craney
29.
on the tackle for Ridgeline.
An 8-yard gain and a
on the
first down.
reception.
Jensen, 5 catches, 40 yards. "15 seconds to play in this first half. 29-0 Ridgeline. Logan out of timeouts. And they're on the Ridgeline 29-yard line. Time for a couple of plays. Here comes pressure. Kirk in trouble. Down he goes. And that will end.
Hammond on the takedown.
No, Logan's going to try to snap it again. They're not going to be able to.
Also,
not
Richard
enough time.
Hammond, after
That'll end the
taking it
first
down, helped
half.
him up.
29-0 Ridgeline with the lead over Logan as we go to the locker room. You're watching the Game of the Week Playoff Edition on the Valley Channel.
And that's the first half.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company, privacy, security, peace of mind. Rich's Cars and Credit, good guys you can trust. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM means music, music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years.
The start of a race is by far the most nerve-wracking part. The few moments just after the starter calls you up to the line, but before he shoots the gun, just the pure anticipation of the race. It's really an incredible feeling.
He has literally run thousands of miles since the 9th grade.
Just his sheer determination. Some athletes have a really tough time dealing with the pain. Alec is able to focus through it and reach that goal that he set.
Distance running is definitely a grind sometimes. When I took over as team captain, I had to motivate myself by watching my teammates who helped me to dedicate myself 100%.
He'd always go the extra mile, literally. He just made it fun in a different way that no one else could.
For cross country, he's there. For a class, he's there. He does marching band. He's focused, he helps the other students. Alec works hard every day in everything that he does.
Sometimes we as athletes and coaches, we'll put so much emphasis on the athletics and on the running, but at the end of the day, it's this big old heart, Thank you, Alec.
Running's not all about winning. It's a lot about improving yourself, being the best that you can be.
We have so much furniture in stock right now. I don't think in our 20-year existence we've ever had as much inventory as we have today. Our showroom has never been more full of everything. Leather, fabric, reclining, not reclining, bedroom, mattresses, dining, etc., etc. We are bursting at the seams right now. Our warehouse, our stock of product has never been fuller. Our stock is bursting at the seams as well, and this is stuff we prepared for. As you know, furniture takes a while to get. It has been a problem for all these furniture brands and stores and manufacturers to get caught up. There are so many variables that go into why these problems have happened. First being they were shut down for a long period of time at the beginning of pandemic and really never got caught back up. Second, there's no supplies, right? Everybody's fighting for supplies. There's containers sitting on the ocean. There's manufacturing steel plants that have a hard time keeping up. The workforce. I had a manufacturer recently tell me that they pre-COVID employed 350 people and they currently employ 150 people. That's less than 50%. So if you have less than 50% of your workforce available, your speed is going to be pretty dang slow compared to what it once was. But there are so many reasons. Freight. We used to get a truck in 3 or 4 days once a product got done being built. Now sometimes it takes 3 or 4 or 5 weeks to get, waiting for a driver to get assigned to a trailer. So lots of different variables. But on the bright side, I'm telling you, you got to get down here and come check this out. I've never ever had more stock than what we have right now. You name it, we have it. We got free delivery going on right now. You can have it within a day or two, or you can come pick it up. But if you're looking for something particular, a recliner, a reclining leather sofa, or a stationary fabric love seat, or all wood bedroom set, or any mattress, any size, any style, those are all in stock right now. So come check them out and see what we got. I think it'll be worth your time.
So, you bought your computer from one of those big box stores, or online, and now it's really slow, or just not working right.
Target acquired.
PCs Unlimited can fix it. Fixing computers is what we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. Service, repair, diagnostics, networking, upgrades, system and data recovery, all your computer needs. Our prices are low, and our customer service is the best. You won't get help from the big box or online. Come see the professionals at PCs Unlimited.
You know, many of you know that I grew up playing high school sports, and it was a big part of my life. You know, we go to school and we learn about math and science and reading and all those things, and for me, the extracurricular activities help me to focus myself and do well in those as well. I played high school football and basketball back at Logan High School, late 80s. I graduated in 90. Many of you may know that that happens to be the 2 years that Logan High School took state in football my junior and senior year. And I remember back when I was a junior, our first 2 games in the fall of 1988, we actually lost, one to Box Elder and one to Roy, both in very close games. And I remember we walked off the field that day, we were 0-2. And as a team, we were facing a great deal of adversity. And you know, high school sports was probably one of my first opportunities to deal with adversity and realize that life didn't end because we lost a couple of games. And I remember someone in the locker room talking about how does 11-2 sound? And as a team, we kind of rallied around the idea that we could still be 11-2 and still win the state championship and get past those early setbacks. Expectations that year were extremely high. Both the senior class and our junior class had gone undefeated as freshmen. The expectation was that we were going to win a lot of games and win state. When we lost those first 2, it felt like things weren't coming together the way they needed to. But it was nice to see that the guys on the team rally together. battle through the adversity and kind of find a common goal to start winning games. And by the end of that season, we were 11-2. Obviously, we won the region, we won the state championship. And by the end of the year, I think the state championship score was 44-12. So as a team, we grew together, and we really became, I know it's kind of cliche, but we became a band of brothers where we fought for each other and realized that we could overcome, anything that came our way. As I look at some of the high school sporting challenges that I had, I realize how it's helped me in business today. Every day, maybe not every day, but frequently in our business, we'll have some things that maybe don't go our way. And I think high school sports helped me to realize that, that the day doesn't end there. You have to kind of work through things and overcome those things. And when you get through those things, you become a better person, and you realize that you can learn and grow from adversity and not let it be something that overcomes you and turns you negative, but it can turn into a positive. I learned to play in a team game, that together we could play as teammates, and we could build and grow together, and realized that I relied on other people to help me get tasks done. And as I've obviously in business, I rely on people on our team to get their job done to accomplish a common goal. And so I think the high school sports and playing on team sports helped me to grow and learn how to be a good teammate and how to be a supportive teammate, help my teammates grow as well as we battle through. So I'm a big fan of high school sports. I've always loved the character that they can build. I like how there's at times you feel like you want to quit or you don't want to move forward, and high school sports helps you to realize that you can continue to move forward and not quit. And even though the chips are down, you continue to battle, and you continue to build, and you continue to grow on what you've done in the past, and look for brighter days ahead, even when things may be challenging. This is why here at Rich's Cars and Credit, we support high school sports.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
Of course, it's not only the general person on the street, is it, that needs a hearing test these days. How about politicians?
Our politicians definitely need to hear better.
They do. They need that wax scrubbed out of their ears and a good hearing test, which of course would be free to them too, would it not?
It would be. In fact, we have a special offer for all politicians. Any politician that needs a hearing test, which is all of them, because none of them will listen to us, can come in and we will be glad to clean their wax out of their ears, do a hearing test, and fit them with the very latest hearing aids.
They even have their own healthcare system, so I'm sure they'd be able to afford whatever they want.
Sure they would.
So how about...
double.
There you go. That's what they do for our taxes, right? Yep. So how about Nancy Pelosi?
Oh, yep. We'd be glad to do it.
How about our glorious leader, Donald Trump?
Yep. We would even get some that matches his hair.
I'm not sure that's possible, sorry. But all politicians, they should come in. In fact, if this was actually to happen, you would have a line from here to Salt Lake City and back again. This is all you'd be doing as politicians.
Yep, that would be great.
If you're a politician and you want a free hearing test, come on down to Cache Valley Hearing and see Dr. Daines. He'd love to provide you one. And we will all support you in this. Thanks, Dr. Daines.
Thank you.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
Here at Palmer's, we've always had a philosophy of keeping our prices the lowest in town. That's kind of our guarantee. We always guarantee the lowest prices in the valley. We were in a warehouse for 17 years and we could justify it by the low overhead. Nothing's changed with our move. We have a little bigger store because we outgrew the last one, but nobody will beat us in price on any product. On mattresses, furniture, sofas, you name it, we'll beat it. We're on the highway in Providence, 3 blocks south of Macy's, right next to Big O Tire. Palmer's, we've always had a philosophy of keeping our prices the lowest in town. That's kind of our guarantee. We always guaranteed lowest prices in the Valley. We were in a warehouse for 17 years and we could justify it by the low overhead. Nothing's changed with our move. We have a little bigger store because we outgrew the last one, but nobody will beat us in price on any product. On mattresses, furniture, sofas, you name it, we'll beat it. Hey, this is the Denali sectional made by Jackson Furniture. Okay, American made, steel frame, coils in the seat cushions, lifetime warranty, 100% genuine top grain Italian leather.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company, privacy, security, peace of mind. Rich's Cars and Credit, good guys you can trust. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM means music, music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station, for over 30 years. Well, the sun's dropped behind the Wellsville mountain range. You can see it peeking just to the very top of the Bear River Range behind us there. Behind the field there.
Back to return for the Grizzlies.
The lights come on here in Millville, and the lights on the scoreboard have been lighting up for Ridgeline, just like they have all season. 29-0 Ridgeline leads Logan as we get ready to start the second half. Eric Olson along with you on a cast of thousands. Young punches this one to the 24. Return to about the 38.
22.
That's Bryce Garlick with the return. Logan 55 yards on the ground, 59 through the air in the first half, 114 total yards. Ridgeline 128 on the ground, 114 through the air, 242 total yards. 29-0 the score, Ridgeline leading Logan. Ridgeline had some good things going on. They had some drives that got down into at or near scoring position for the most part, but then they just couldn't seal the deal. They held the ball for a while, but couldn't finish as Hoff runs out of bounds at midfield.
Right out of bounds.
13-yard
Jalen
gain
Hoff on the reception
for Hoff. .21 yards on 3 catches for Hoff. 9 of 16 for 72 yards for Cody Kirk. 2 of 4 on fourth down, 4 of 9 on third down in that first half for Logan. Kirk's going to roll out. He's got Hoff underneath, and that's who he finally gives it to. He reverses and heads the other way. 40-yard line, 35, 30, and steps out of bounds again.
Jalen Hoff.
I think you're seeing that he's being careful with that knee.
Number 3 for Ridgeline.
As he picks up 20 yards. And that was mostly him. But when the contact is heading his way, he ends up looking for the sideline. Again, trying to take care of that leg he's playing with in a brace. Discretion being the better part of valor. So Logan, just like that, to the Ridgeline 30-yard line. Hoff goes in motion. Here comes the blitz. Give it to Hoff. He picks up a block from Jensen. And then he's taken down at the 25-yard line.
Brought down
3
by
catches in a row for
Dylan
Hoff. He's up
May
to 46
for
yards
Ridgeline.
on 5 catches. And Kirk now 97 yards on 11. Well, he's 11 of 18, so 18 attempts, 11 completions. Turn and hand it to Mason. And Mason is bowled over and submarined under and loses a yard. In tough sledding for Mason today, 28 yards on 11 carries.
Will Booth, Tanner.
He's averaged close to 6 yards per carry this season, and he's only 2 yards a carry in this one. 3rd down for Logan. 3rd and 6. Mason motions out of the backfield. Lang is going to stay back in and help block. Oh, they're looking for Mason out in the flat. Kirk puts it on his shoelaces.
Incomplete pass.
So Logan's now 4 of 10 on 3rd downs. Another 4th down coming. 2 of 4 on 4th downs. Caden Cox, Ridgeline quarterback, warming up on the Ridgeline sideline. The Ridgeline offense wanting to get back in there after this play. They motion Hoff out of the backfield. Mason goes out the other way. He's open underneath, but they can't find him as he's finally sacked. Paskett is there, along with Ripstein.
Senior Bridger Hammond, number 7 and 27. Tanner, the Groot, Paskett on the tackle.
Well, they're saying 7 is Hammond. It's Ripstein on the program that I have at the 2nd sack of the night. For Logan, against Logan. And Ridgeline takes over at the 36-yard line. Hand it to White. White shoots out of the pile, and then somebody's got a hold of his shoulders and pulls him right back.
No White on the carry.
Just when they think you're out, pull me back in. 3 yards. White had 77 yards rushing on 9 carries in the first quarter, only 1 carry in the second quarter. Only 2 running plays in the second quarter. All the rest were pass. Now they're going to hand it off to White again. White met at the line of scrimmage and falls forward, ends up picking up 3 yards.
No White on the carry.
White, 179 carries, 1,465 yards, 8 yards per carry, 13 touchdowns, 146.5 yards per game on average for Noah White this season. Ridgeline is 0 for on 3rd down, 0 for 1. That was late in the first half, where they drive bogged down right about this same spot. Now it's 3rd and 5. Four wide, extra man rushing, looking for Simmons. He hauls it in. Coach Bowen says it's on the ground. The official said no, it's not. 11 yards and a 1st down. And Simmons comes up with his first reception of the game. He had to get right down on the ground to get that one. Fake the give to White. Looking to set up a screen. Cox steps forward. He's got a lot of running room. He's got blockers downfield. Puts his head down and steps out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Cox, 1st down
18
and
yards
more.
for
Quarterback
Cox.
sneak, moving the chains north. 1st down, Ridgeline.
3 carries for 67 yards for Cox. That one not designed. He got a 52-yard carry to open the game, about the third play of the game. It was a design rush. And with 8:10 to play in the third quarter, Ridgeline at the Logan 29. Logan sending 5. Now they throw the wheel route to White, and it looks like it's picked off. Let's see. Cox hung it out there, and it's picked off. Only the second interception of the game, and it's Thompson, and he follows Cox all the way to midfield to tell him about it. And 2 of his linemen come to his defense, and here come all the flags.
On the field.
And the coaches coming to get their players. Cox threw his second pick of the season. Thompson came up with it, and then Thompson ran clear to the 50-yard line to holler at Cox as he was making his way off the field. Now, the officials didn't see that. They're going to see everybody from Ridgeline coming to take exception with that. There's been a lot of chirping going on in this game. So let's see what the penalties are. The ball's at the 29-yard line after the interception. If they're both on Ridgeline, then the ball's going to be cleared up. It's probably going to be into Ridgeline territory. So here's dead ball, unsportsmanlike, Logan. We're going to get offsetting here. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike, Ridgeline. And it's Logan football. So that's usually what you see is offsetting
down, Grizzlies.
On something like that.
Interception, Bentley Garlic for the Grizzlies.
So for only the second time this year, you can say interception by Cox. So this one's going to be back at the 29-yard line where the ball was picked off. Cox just kind of hung it out there. They were looking for the wheel route for White, and Logan sniffed it out. They stayed home, and then safety was coming over as well. And Cox hung it up, kind of off his back foot. And it was Thompson that came and made the play. And what are we talking about now? 7:53 to play in the game. I think they step it off one way and then step it off the other way, because it's against both of them. It's offsetting. Sometimes you'll see it. They'll step off one and then they'll step off the other. So let's see here. So they've moved the ball back now inside the 20. And then they start walking the other way. Let's see. They're talking to Coach Bowen about it over on the far sideline. I mean, if they offset and they're both post dead ball, unless one of them's half the distance and then it's 15 the other way, then it's a net gain for Logan, I believe, of a yard. That's what they're doing. And it is. It ends up being a net gain of a yard, really, for Logan, because it was half the distance one way, then 15 yards back the other way, and Logan ends up gaining a yard out of it.
First down.
So we've adjudicated the pigskin proceedings accordingly, and now we're back to the action. Handoff goes nowhere.
Luke Jacobson on the tackle for Ridgeline.
Right back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. This one has gotten a little chippy. It's been that way kind of the whole game. We've seen some players going back and forth. We've seen other players helping each other out, chatting amiably. So I'm not sure the bad blood is pervasive, but that last little display kind of pushed it over the edge. Here comes Booth. Kirk's in trouble. Cox catches it, and Kirk walloped, and he's helped up.
Peyton
Man,
Cox
he
on
was
the reception.
walloped, and Cox catches it for a gain of about 8.
Pass by Cody Kirk.
Cox's second grab of the game, 19 yards, his first catch since the first quarter. Kirk's going to throw again. This time he's going to check off underneath to Hoth, and Hoth is right at the marker. And it looks like he's going to have a first down.
J.T. White tripping up the receiver, number 6. Jalen
That catch,
Hoff.
Hoth becomes the leading receiver of the evening for Logan. 6 catches, 46 yards. Jensen is 5 for 40. .6:15 to play in the third quarter, 29-0. Ridgeline, Logan on the move after the interception. Rare interception for Caden Cox. Trouble for Kirk. He tries to bail out, and he's sacked. Paskett's in there.
That's a
along with a couple
tackle by
other
Tanner.
Ridgeline
The group
players.
Pasket, number 27.
Ridgeline with their third sack of the night, second of this quarter. They had 22 sacks coming into this game in 10 games. Now they're at 25. Second and 11. Oh, Kirk kind of motioned like he was going to get the ball, and everybody moved, and the center never snapped it. We saw early in the game where the center did snap it, and he was the only one.
Keys as well as your
And that was the opposite.
wallet.
That's only the 4th penalty on the
Morgan
Grizzlies.
Burton.
5th, pardon me. Forgot to add the unsportsmanlike. Ridgeline with 5. So even in that category. But not even on the scoreboard. 29-0 Ridgeline. Kirk steps up as he's pressured. Now he's going to run. Cut down. After a gain of 5, it'll be 3rd down and 11.
Jackson Hollingsworth on the pursuit and tackle. Number 10, the senior.
They say it was Hollingsworth that came up and made the tackle. I couldn't see who it was. It was in front of all the players there, right at the sideline. Now it's 3rd and 11 at the 40-yard line. Olsen and Cox on the sideline doing a lot of talking. There's a couple of plays where it seemed like Cox and his receivers maybe weren't quite on the same page here in the last couple of possessions. 5-man rush. Booth coming in, and he's got Kirk. And he wisely just gets up and walks away.
Linebacker number 3.
5-yard loss, and it's 4th down. And Booth's been involved in a couple of the after-play actions, and he registered the sack and then just walked away. 4th sack of the night for Ridgeline. Low line drive kick. Simmons is going to let it go. And it's going to spin inside the 25-yard line to the 24. And with 4:20 to play in the third quarter, the Ridgeline offense takes over. Ridgeline leading 29-0. Last score we had out of Dixie High School. Dixie and Skyview tied up at 21 in the fourth quarter of that ball game. Next time we can get an update for you, we sure will.
Center.
Well, now it's tied at 28 as the defense has gone right out the window in that football game. And it's been a lot of defense in this one lately. Handing it to Olsen on the little end around, and he's submarine, gains a yard. He he's a big kid, but you can't, doesn't matter how big you are, you can't run if you don't have any legs under you. And they cut his legs.
Number 13, Gage.
Down he went. I think it was Atkinson that took him down. 2nd and 9. And the clock runs and we're under 4 minutes to play in the third. Now Major's in motion. They're going to hand it to White. White accelerates through a big hole. White to midfield.
Up the middle.
25 yards.
No
He's
White.
over 100 for the night. 110 on 13 carries. I mean, he saw that hole and he hit it at full speed. Nothing better as a running back to get the handoff and look forward and see that gap and just turn on the jets. You know, you don't have to stick your foot in the ground or anything. Just run straight forward. First down, hand it to him again. This time he has to kick it outside. Big yardage as he steps out of bounds after a gain of 12.
No White
There's
on
a
the carry.
flag
There is
back
a
at the
penalty
48-yard line.
Down.
The white hat kind of walked forward and threw that down there. He looked at where it was, looked at it for a minute, and then threw the flag, and it's going to be a hold on Ridgeline.
Holding.
75 yards worth of penalties for Ridgeline. That game's in overtime. That Skyview-Dixie game's in overtime, 28-all. Skyview wins that, they have a chance to play at home next week in the semis. But that would mean Desert Hills would have to lose. There's another acceleration right up in the middle through White for White. White on the move. White down to the 25-yard line.
No White. Offensive line. Giving him the hole to run through. No White up the
37
middle.
yards.
Big yardage, and that's another first down for Ridgeline.
Now he's at his average, 147
Michael
yards. He averages
Cabrera for Logan on the
146.5. And coming into the second half, he had 79 yards. He thought, oh, maybe Logan will hold him under his average. 4 carries later, he's at 147. 2 of them big, one for 25, one for 37. Fake the give, look up top. Simmons, touchdown.
Touchdown.
Cox put it on a rope.
Caden Cox dropping back to pass.
And as he jogs toward the end zone, he looks to the Logan sideline.
Strat Simmons.
Wonder if he'll look for 19 and say anything to him. He doesn't. He heads for the end zone, gives knuckles to his receiver and turns around and it goes for the sideline. Simmons takes it in on the perfect throw. And the kick is up and good.
Aaron Young with the kick, up and good.
36 to nothing.
36.
Ridgeline lead over Logan. You're watching the game of the week on the Valley Channel. Okay, Old Grist Mill. I can't believe I waited this long to talk about them because I'm hungry. Wherever you go, you can Old Grist Mill. They have their custom sack lunches that they build, right? You go in there, you get the little card, you write what you want, what kind of bread. It's a homemade sandwich, drink, and a treat on the go. We do that all the time, all summer long. We head for Bear Lake. We go to Old Grist Mill first and get ourselves some lunch to eat on the way up there. Have that nice little bag lunch on the way up to Bear Lake. And we always tell the kids, hey, let's wait till we get up there, go out on the beach and eat it there. It never makes it. I don't think we make it to first down before those delicious sandwiches are done. And the cookies as well. Old Grist Mill, our Game of the Week sponsors. 36-0 our score. Ridgeline with their first score of the second half. And then the 25-yard touchdown, Steve Reich to Strat Simmons. Simmons' first catch of the game.
All right,
Actually, it's
parents
his second
and
catch of the game.
supporters, adults, it's time for the dance off. Your turn. Parents, stand up and dance to see what you
And
got.
Cox doesn't have overwhelming passing numbers. He's 9 of 12, 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, so efficient numbers. Meanwhile, White has 147 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Logan keeping the ball on the ground. They tried to open it up a little bit more here in the second half, but they've given up a couple of sacks. Cody Kirk. Just haven't been able to do the things they want to do. $36-point lead. I believe that's running clock now until they get down to within 21 for, if Logan got back into this game, got it down to a 21-point lead, then the clock starts going as normal. But now we're in a running clock situation after it's a 35-point plus lead. And it's third down after the 3-yard run there. Logan on third down is 4 of 10. .110 to play in the third quarter in a 36-0 ball game. It's been all Ridgeline right from go. Kirk throws it out there, and Jensen broke off his pattern at the 40.
Pass incomplete. Ashton McFarland.
Jensen ran the stop. Kirk threw the go. And it's fourth down. Logan will have to punt it away. We'll see at what point does Ridgeline start to pull some starters. We're still in the third quarter with a running clock. This is kind of a knuckleball that rolls across the 50-yard line to the 46. And they're sending the
Ridgeline
first offense back out there on the field.
On the 46-yard line.
Ridgeline averages 44.5 points per game. They give up 12.5. So their average margin of victory, do the math, there's 32 points, right? They're not just winning games, they are blowing the doors off people. They're boat racing people. And this has been a boat race here tonight. Got my life jacket on. I was hoping that maybe, thinking that maybe Logan would, their offense seemed like it had been clicking a little more. They got a couple of their guys back, and I'm sure Logan was hoping that maybe they'd be able to put up a little bit better fight, but it's been all Ridgeline. That's the end of the third quarter, 36-0 as we head to the fourth. We've got a bunch of great sponsors all year long that have helped bring you sports here in the Valley. They'll be hoping to bring you basketball as well. Custom Fence is one of them. They've got lots of huge commercial projects all over the place. You won't find more experience than Custom Fence. Almost 60 years experience. They're in 15 plus states. 25,000 plus fences built. So if you want it done right, if you want expertise like no other, call Custom Fence. Schedule your free estimate online. Custom Fence, one of our Game of the Week sponsors. 36-0 as we start the fourth in a running clock situation. Ridgeline on the field, 1st and 10. Cox against a 3-man rush. Underneath the Olsen, he's got some running room. Grabbed by Cabrera, and Cabrera finally spins him down.
Jackson Olsen, reception, pass by Caden Cox.
20 yards.
Michael Cabrera for the
Olsen's
Grizzlies on the
first
tackle.
catch of this second half.
First down, Ridgeline.
We haven't even heard from Knowles. Knowles such a good blocker. He catches a few balls per game, a couple per game. You haven't heard from him yet tonight. And now they're looking his way. Knowles has separation, pulls it in. Oh my gosh! Touchdown!
Touchdown! Caden Cox pass to Peyton Knowles for a touchdown. Something we'll see in basketball as well. Caden
28
to
yards.
Peyton.
And the touchdown. The defensive back was right there, but Cox dropped it in the bucket. Knowles went up over top of the defensive back to grab it. Kid's a heck of a basketball player. He went up and got that one like a rebound. Pulled it in, fell into the end zone for the score. What do you do?
Kick up and
Kick is good. 43 to nothing.
In case you missed it.
With 11:16 to play, there's a flag on the field. Probably going to be
senior
taken on the kickoff.
Peyton Knowles for a touchdown.
We can take the timeout. And it gives me a chance to talk again about some of our great sponsors. I mean, we've got a ton of them. We've talked about them here all night long. Aspen Dental is another one. Their goal is for you to feel completely comfortable in their office. They've got TVs, water bottles, blankets, pillows to help you feel right at home. Patients keep on coming back to Aspen Dental. General dentistry, cosmetic, including Invisalign, implants, orthodontics, they do it all. At Aspen Dental, one of our game sponsors.
20th, Saturday, Booster Club. Auction and dinner. Go get your tickets.
Still looks like it's 28-28 in that. Looking for an update on that Skyview score. It's still showing as 28 all. Ridgeline getting ready to kick it off. The penalty there didn't.
Gage Jensen and Joshua Thompson back to receive for the Grizzlies.
Penalty there looked like it was on Logan. Let's move the ball up to the 45-yard line. And Young's going to kick this one away and into the end zone. 43 to nothing, our score here. Other scores of interest. Crimson Cliffs and Green Canyon got underway about 45 minutes ago,
Touchback.
and Crimson Cliffs leads
Ball
early in
spotted
that
at
one,
20.
7-0. Pineview leads Desert Hills 20-7. Desert Hills, the #1 seed, down by 2 scores against Pineview, 20-7. That one started at 6 o'clock. If Pineview wins that game, then the winner of Skyview and Dixie will host next week. Ridgeline is going to host the winner of the Green Canyon Crimson Cliffs game. Three yards on first down. For Logan.
Alexander 2 with the run up the middle. Several
2 with the
Ridgeline
carry, his
defenders
first
on the
since the
tackle.
second quarter. Give it to him again. He picks up 3 more, maybe 4.
Owen Mons.
So we'll keep our eye on that Skyview score, because if Skyview wins and the Pineview Desert Hills score stands, there's still a lot of time left in that game. If Pineview were to beat Desert Hills and Skyview were to win, Skyview would host next week. Skyview and Ridgeline would be hosting the semifinal games. Give it right up the middle, and on third down, they move the chains. And their first third down conversion of this second half. Hollingsworth is going to head for the sideline.
Flashlights out, students. Flashlights out.
Still the regular starting defense out there for Ridgeline. Turn and hand it to 2 again. Boy, he's walloped. Man, was he hit. And that was Monk that hit him. Owen Monk laid the lick on 2. 2 gained a yard. 30 yards on 9 carries in the game for 2.
There you go, Logan fans. I love it. You're bringing your flashlights out.
70 yards rushing on the game for Logan as a team. 108 through the air. Kirk looking underneath, has Lang. Lang bounces off the attempted tackle by, is it McFarland? And gains positive yardage, about 4 yards.
Ashton McFarland and Noah Monk on the tackle.
Lang's first reception of the ball game as we're approaching the 8-minute mark in this quarterfinal game. Ridgeline on their way to hosting a semifinal game next week, either Crimson Cliffs or Green Canyon. McFarland coming on the blitz. They get it out to Jensen. Jensen's got a first down, and he's forced out of bounds after a gain of 8. Jensen's first catch of the second half. They've kept him quiet.
First down, Logan.
Logan's won the turnover battle so far. Ridgeline turned it over on an interception. Logan hasn't turned it over. Here's a handoff to 2. And that's about how many yards he picks up, maybe 3.
Stopped. Gain of a couple for running back. Running back number 22 on the last run.
Second and 7. Blitz coming off the other edge now, and they run right up the middle and gain a yard. And it's third down.
Curtis Morgan on the tackle, as well as several other teammates helping him out.
They roll up the coverage to man right at the snap, and Kirk is wrapped up by Paskett. Oh, thrown down. That could be a flag, and they don't throw it.
The group, Paskett.
That's a loss of 8.
Sack.
Paskett, that's his 3rd sack of the night, or he's been part of at least 3. And the 5th sack of the game for Ridgeline. Logan's going to have to kick it away as the clock winds down on their season. 5:40 to play in the ball game, 4th and 14. Simmons back to receive, standing at the 30-yard line. Thompson kicks it away, lands at the 30, then bounds out to the sidelines at the 29.
And here comes the Ridgeline offense.
And Ridgeline looks like they're sending the first team offense back out there again. And I'm wondering, with some of the yapping that's been going on, if Ridgeline's just going to keep sending that first team offense out there. I'm not saying it's anybody's fault. I'm just saying. But you know, Ridgeline's kind of done that all year. They've been up big and kept their main guys in the ball game. until quite late. They just keep their foot on the pedal. Turn and give it to White. White heading for this near sideline. Turns on the jets and hits. He goes out of bounds. Somebody hit him down in the ankles.
Penalty marker.
We got some yapping going on again after the run. Here's flags
And another
thrown on the
penalty marker
sideline.
thrown.
10-yard run. And as he was running out of bounds, one of the Logan players dived at his legs and kind of clipped him as he was a couple yards out of bounds. And that brought a flag. And then in the ensuing hullabaloo, we get another flag. So it's an 11-yard run for a first down and then some after-play action. It's going to be first down regardless, but where's the ball going to be? 4:55 to play in a 43-0 ball game. Ridgeline firmly in control. Personal foul on Logan. Probably unsportsmanlike on the sideline of Ridgeline. And that's the call. They took exception to Ridgeline to their running back getting hit out of bounds. I mean, he didn't get lit up with a high hit or anything, but whoever hit him went down at around his ankles and took his legs out. And, you know, they were a good yard out of bounds when it happened. So you can mark off the personal foul. Personal foul is part of the play.
Ridgeline.
And they just put the ball there and call it offsetting, and I guess, and it's first down at the 40-yard line. Logan 5 men up. They're going downfield to Olsen and they overthrow him. He had 2 guys running with him.
Incomplete pass.
And they're stopping the clock. Why? Ineligible man downfield on Ridgeline man. Whoever that was got downfield in a hurry because that was a 2-step drop and throw by Cox. That's a lineman that just was running wind sprints. Now they'll hand it to White again. Nope, this isn't White. Different running back, same result. As he bounces to the outside, it's Kimball.
Landon
39 yards for Kimball. And he looked like White out there. Kimball, the senior. 39 yards. And Ridgeline has the first down. Ridgeline is not taking their foot off the gas. They're going to put the ball in the air. Cox looking for Majors, touchdown. And a flag thrown after the play. 27 yards.
Majors with the reception.
That had to be after the play, right?
Touchdown, Braylon Majors.
Touchdown counts. And the White Hat's talking to Coach Cox. Probably telling him, look, you got to get everybody all simmered down here. We're still waiting to see what the call is. There's been so many penalties the last couple of minutes. There's 2 flags, one at the 34, personal foul on Ridgeline, unsportsmanlike on Ridgeline. Now, how do they call I'm not sure how they call the personal foul on the touchdown's good.
Touchdown.
Cox
Caden
must have done
Cox
something.
To Braylon Majors.
Coach Cox, his dad, is having a chat with him. So he said, I'm watching him. What he's doing is he got hit. Cox got hit. And then I guess when he went to get up, he pushed the guy down that hit him. And kind of pushed off him to get up. And that's what they threw the flag on. You could read the sign language there. And that was the personal foul call. And the unsportsmanlike came after. Now what are we doing? I was unaware that these two teams had so much dislike for each other. Maybe they didn't, but they do now.
A pair of sunglasses that have been lost. A nice pair of brown sunglasses. Also,
so it's timeout on the field.
The scoreboard.
Ridgeline called the timeout.
Justin.
And I think really the timeout was called
35. Dixie.
For Cox to talk to the refs.
36.
Sounds like maybe Dixie ended up beating Skyview by 1 point in overtime. We don't know how many overtimes. Let me check. See if we can pull that score up. Pass that along to you. The score we heard was 36-35 Dixie. And the one that's showing on what I've got is 28 all still. I think they need a kicker if they're going to try to kick a PAT. And the kicker's not out there. Now Olson's back there at the quarterback. And Ridgeline's going to take another timeout. So with a running clock, games are supposed to get over faster.
Another timeout.
But this all started with about 4:33 to play in the ball game. And it's taken 10 minutes to play the last 32 seconds. With penalties, timeouts, a touchdown. That just means that you have a chance to decide where you want to go to dinner. This one's going to be over here really soon. You know one really good place you should go to dinner? Who Hot. Who Hot right down here on South Main, 660 South Main. They're open for dine-in, carry-out, pickup, and delivery. Whatever you feel like, you can have. Build your own at Who Hot, one of our game sponsors. So now, Young, the kicker, comes out onto the field. Olson is the holder. He's the regular holder. We've got a field goal unit, or a kicking unit out there, and a defense. The refs are there. The people are in the stands. The popcorn is sold. Let's kick this thing and move on.
Kickoff and
PAT is good.
We've seen so many times this year.
Half 100 on the board.
Center, Jackson
for
Olsen on the
Ridgeline.
hold, and freshman Aaron Young.
And they will move on to host the winner of Crimson Cliffs and Green Canyon. Right now, Crimson Cliffs leads Green Canyon 14-0. Pineview still leading Desert Hills 20-7. That one nearing halftime.
All right, students. Here it is. One shot, one opportunity.
Hey guys, don't forget about Rich's Cars and Credit. You know you can get financing from your credit union without having to go there. Rich's will do it for you. Your rates will be the same, so you're not going to have to worry about a worse rate just because you go through Rich's. Stress-free shopping is their mission. They've got close to 100 cars in their inventory, anything you're looking for pretty much. That's at Rich's Cars and Credit, one of our Game of the Week sponsors. Anderson Seed and Garden, also a sponsor. They're there in the historical district downtown. They know it all. They've seen it all. They can help you do it all. Anderson's Seed and Garden. I got the chance to host a radio show with Mark Anderson for years, and man, that guy, people would call in with the questions like, and he just knew exactly what they were talking about, how to help them. It's unreal the knowledge he's got. Okay, after all the penalties, look at where Ridgeline is kicking off from. Their 12-yard line. Goes to Cabrera. Cabrera. He's had a few returns tonight. He returns this one inside the 25 down to about the 23-yard line, and Logan gets their best field position to start by far this evening. Let's see if they can avoid the shutout, which is really about the only drama that's left in this game. Most of the drama ran out of this one by halftime, as it's been all Ridgeline. Ridgeline will play either Crimson Cliffs or Green Canyon next week for a chance to punch their ticket to the title game. Thompson and Hoff switch sides. Kirk steps up. In trouble, finds Jensen. Gage Jensen hauls it in. Walloped at the 11-yard line. Picks up 13 yards.
Gage Jensen on the reception. Derek
7 catches,
on the tackle.
61 yards.
As well as Indiana
Jensen.
Judd.
Kirk is 18 of 25, 133 yards. He has not turned it over, but he's not thrown a touchdown pass either. Kirk looking for his first TD. Finds Jensen, the DB falls down. And they say Jensen stepped out of bounds prior to stepping into the end zone at the 1-yard line. Wow. He gets 11 yards. And the clock runs with 2:25 to play in the ball game, and Logan trying to avoid the shutout.
Ball spotted at the 1-yard line.
Mason in the backfield. Ball snaps and hit the turf. Kirk's in trouble. Pitches it back to Mason, who picks it up, and he's hauled down at the 24. A 23-yard loss.
Sorensen.
30 yards rushing on the night for Logan after that loss, and the losses Kirk has taken on 5 sacks.
Luke Sorensen, 6'4", defensive end on the tackle.
Sorensen tackles him.
For a loss of yards.
And they're going to say it was at the 20, where they're going to spot it. Goal to go, second and goal at the 20. Hoff motions out of the backfield. Kirk looking for Cox down the barrel. And the ball falls incomplete. One of the Ridgeline defenders got a hand on it, and then Cox had a chance to pull it in, and it bounced away.
For the Grizzlies.
Incomplete. Third and goal from the 20. The clock runs
1 minute remaining in the game.
with 55 seconds to play. Logan looking to avoid the shutout. Ridgeline looking to preserve the shutout. Although Ridgeline, they don't have Simmons in there anymore. They don't have any of their starting defense in there, it doesn't look like anymore. Ridgeline. One of their linebackers, I think. Third and goal at the 20. Kirk fires it to Hoff, and he bounces off the defender and into the end zone. Touchdown, Logan.
Jalen Hoff.
20 yards. And Hoff will finish his career with a touchdown catch. in a playoff game.
Forget everything and run. I said, or you can face everything.
69 yards and a touchdown on 7 catches for Hoff. Jensen 11 for 72, and Kirk 20 of 28 for 164 and a touchdown. Moreno in for the PAT. He puts it through. 50-7.
Up and good. The score.
Ridgeline moving on to the semifinals. They made it to the semifinals last year.
Grizzlies.
Remember that game?
7.
It was against Skyview. It was at Skyview. And the night before the game, half of Ridgeline's offensive line tested positive for COVID. And they had to sit out the game. Caden Cox broke his arm early in the game. Jackson Olsen, the receiver, who's had such a nice night here tonight, had to come in as a sophomore against the #1 team in the state and play quarterback, and that went about like you thought it would. And Ridgeline was bounced from the playoffs after a really good year. Skyview went on to win it all. Now Ridgeline's looking to seal the deal this year and finish the job.
There is no fifth quarter dance after the game.
This win takes them into the semifinals, again against the winner of Crimson Cliffs and Green Canyon, and right now Crimson Cliffs leads Green Canyon 14-0. That one is in North Logan. Now it's 17-0. That Pineview Desert Hill game, an update on that one, 20-14. Pineview leads Desert Hills. That one's got to be close to halftime. And yeah, Dixie Skyview, that's gone final, 36-35. That's the ball game. They're not even going to kick it off as the clock starts. And Ridgeline puts up 50 on their way to the semifinals, hosting the winner of the Crimson Cliffs Green Canyon game next Friday. 50-7, Ridgeline with the win. We hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining us for the playoff edition of the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company, privacy, security, peace of mind. Rich's Cars and Credit, good guys you can trust. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM means music, music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years.